Hey everyone, we're gonna go ahead and deep dive into 3 different types of shops that you guys could use towards your advantage in the sneaker game. So those 3 shops are gonna be your buy, sell, trade shops, you're gonna have your consignment shops, and you're also gonna have your mall stores, or what we also like to maybe categorize your like famous social media stores. So let's go ahead and start getting into it. For a little bit of context, my name's Andrew. I own Holy Ground. We are a buy sell trade shop. Now, don't worry, I'm not gonna hype up the whole buy sell trade thing. I'm going over my honest opinion about the pros, cons of all 3 different types of shops. First, we're gonna go ahead and talk about your mall stores. I'm sure you've seen a mall. If you're into shoes, you probably walked around a shopping mall, and you've probably seen other videos too where people walk around and they always pick up pandas trying to see what they sell them for. I would say a lot of people like to judge a store based off of what they sell their pandas at. Nonetheless, mall stores. So you got, for us in like Southern California, we have like places like the Liquor. I know more places on the East Coast, you guys have stuff like Impossible Kicks, or you know, just even like some more famous shops that maybe they're not in the mall, but they have, you know, popularity, so they also have room to sell their shoes at more expensive prices. So that's going to be probably one of the cons at those stores, is you're going to be able to have the shoe, which is cool, but you're going to be paying a premium. So they don't go based off of like StockX or GOAT. Normally they're going to have shoes that are going to be priced around like maybe $100, $150, even $200 over what the market really is. But for convenience sake and just having it right then and there, they do have it, and they usually try and get a lot of sizes. So pros are going to be, if you're able to get into their whole buying program, meaning like you either know the owner, you talk to somebody who's their buyer, you know, it's not like everyone could buy in that store. If you go and do that, the chances of you getting closer to market for a really cool, popular shoe, or a shoe that just came out, that's gonna be your best bet. Maybe you're gonna get the most quick money for that shoe at the moment. So that's gonna probably be the best part of a store like that. And also, like I said previously, they do try and get a full size run in a lot of stuff. So if you can't find your size, they will likely have it, but you will have to pay that premium for that shoe. Now, some of the downsides to it, if you're trying to sell shoes and you don't have the most popular shoes, if you have pre-owned shoes, those are going to probably be the 2 that they probably either won't take in, or from what I've heard is that, you know, for those types of shoes, they'll pay you pretty low, or even sometimes the employees might take it home for themselves. Now, I'm not trying to name drop anybody and have anything like that happen, but it's just stories that we've heard, stories that I've experienced, and that's just kind of how it goes. And then also, if you're trying to sell shoes and you have a lot of them, taking a lot of shoes into a shopping mall or into a very crowded place, having to find parking, walking, having a wagon, whatever it is, to me, that's a little scary, where you can't just walk in and walk out like a very close distance. You're gonna have to park, carry all of your stuff, and then walk into a store not really knowing what they are going to pay you, anything like that. And it could be really easy for someone to steal an item from you. And the other thing with the mall stores is that they're probably not gonna do store credit, or even if they do store credit, it's probably not gonna be so much more in your favor, even though you might get a little bit more out of your shoe, because they do price the shoes really high. You might be better off just selling the shoes there, taking the cash, and maybe just buying them online, you know, from one of your favorite apps, or going to a store that usually tries to price their stuff around market. So that way you get market for your shoe, and then you're able to go to a store and pay market. It's a little bit more work on your end, so it's not really a convenience factor, but it is gonna get you your most bang for your buck in terms of selling and buying a shoe. This is kind of what it's gonna look like if you do walk into a mall store.
I'm looking to sell these today.
Yeah. So let's see. These ones are pre-owned. Yeah, unfortunately we don't really do pre-owned, only brand new stuff. Are these brand new?
Those are brand new.
Okay, cool. Nice. You know, Travis's always do well for us. Let me see. Right now I see market like right at like 1100, highest bid's like 1040. I could give you like 1050.
Dang, what do you think you guys are gonna sell them for?
You know, all the other ones that we have priced out, they're up at like 1,600. We got to make some money off of them, but you know, I'm trying to give you, I could pay you 1,100. That's green button. You know, you don't have to pay no fees. I could give you cash. If that's cool.
That's cool.
All right, cool. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and move over to consignment shops. So consignment shops is pretty much when you are going to say, hey, can you sell the shoe for me? And the consignment shop's gonna say, yes, we could take it in and we're gonna take a percentage. Usually around 15, 20% is what we've seen on average for consignment shops. So if a shoe sells for, say, $200 and they take a 20% consignment, you're gonna take home 160 and the shop's gonna take $40. Now the benefit for the shop is gonna be they don't have to put any money up front, so they're taking almost no risk at all. But for you as a consumer, the upside is normally, for the most part, you're gonna get maybe a little bit around green ask button, maybe just a little under, but you're not gonna get your money right away. You're gonna have to wait for the store to sell, and also you're not gonna have the shoe with you, versus if you're trying to sell them on the apps like StockX or GOAT, you're gonna be able to sell them, but you're gonna have them in hand. You can maybe do offer up meetups and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of differences in that. So with consignment shops, so the pros are gonna be, you're gonna get a decent amount of payout if it does sell. Technically, you could still, I guess, maybe sell on the apps. You're just not gonna have it in hand. You're gonna go have them pick it up and stuff like that. Normally, as a consumer as well, you're gonna be able to pay something that's not gonna be too overly priced. You might pay a little bit more out of the convenience, but you're not gonna break your back over it, and usually they're gonna have some decent deals for you. Sometimes some consignment shops do have pre-owned and brand new shoes, so you might be able to have your pick at both. And that's gonna be kind of like a very middle ground for a lot of people's consignment shops, because there's not like too many pros and not too many cons. It's gonna be right there in the middle. And so on the con side of things though, is you're not gonna be able to get quick money. So you do have to wait. If you do ask for quick cash, most often you're gonna get lowballed. Just, it is what it is, because they're saying, hey, you can still leave it with us and get this amount of money, but if we're gonna take it in and take the risk, then we're gonna pay you X amount. So like for a shoe that's up at 200, they might say, okay, cool, your payout's gonna be 160 because we're gonna take our 20%. Or if you want quick cash, we can give you like $100, which 160 to $100 doesn't sound like a big difference, but in reality, you just lost 50% of your shoe, or the value of your shoe. With all that being said, consignment shops are good for you to just kind of leave your shoes out, trying to get almost most bang for your buck in terms of selling your shoe also. But also as a consumer, you might also have some decently priced items with a small bit of premium on it. And also because it's consignment, they can take in as many shoes as they possibly can, as long as they can fit it in the store, meaning they might have more sizes available for you as a consumer trying to buy the shoe. And one thing that consignment shops can't really do, I know some of them might, depends on if they own the shoe itself, is trading. A lot of consignment shops do not trade because they cannot trade one shoe for another, because they don't really own any of the shoes. So trading is almost like a no-go at consignment shops. It's either sell to them, consign with them, or just buy from them, which kind of makes sense. You can't trade something that's not yours. So that's going to be one of the only few downsides to consignment shops in that aspect. Like I said, we have another little mock-up of what it might look like for you to go into a consignment store.
Looking to sell these today.
Yeah, no worries, man. So we are a consignment shop. We don't really do a lot of buying. Cool. So right now, if you wanted to consign it, I think we could price these for, you know, market's going for around 11. I think we could price. Hey, what do you want to do with these?
I wanted to sell those ones.
Just sell them? So are you mostly just looking for like quick cash right now?
Yeah, I'll take cash.
Okay, so right now, cash-wise, like, I mean, you can still consign it with us. You know, we could put these up for like 160. We'll take 20 bucks. Be like, you get 140. But if we were to give you a cash offer right now, you'd probably be looking at like 60 bucks cash.
Okay.
And then if you want a cash offer on these, it is a better shoe, so I could probably give you around like 800 cash.
I'll consign these ones and then I'll sell those ones.
All right, cool. And lastly, we're gonna go over buy, sell, trade shops. Obviously, I own one, But you know, as a normal consumer, I think there are also different pros and cons about it. So the cons are you're probably not going to get the most bang for your buck in terms of selling the shoe to us, because we're going to try and sell stuff for market prices. And because of that, we're gonna have to offer you under market prices. So that might be around payout, it might be a little under payout, might be, you know, a few dollars more, kind of around that range though, just because we want to sell items fairly marketed at that price range. So the cons are you're not gonna get as much money for your shoe that you possibly can. Secondly is going to be that because we price things at market, things do move relatively fast, and we also do not go out and source X amount of shoes like maybe a mall store does. So we might not have your size available if it does come in, but luckily if you do have it, you're gonna be paying market price or maybe even just a little bit under. So in that sense, you're gonna have the most bang for your buck in purchasing you as a consumer, getting the shoe that you want for a very good price. The pros of that is, even though you might not get the most value out of your shoe when selling, we do offer trading. So trading, you do get store credit, and that store credit's actually going to get you a little bit closer to market value. And also when you're trading up for a shoe that's already at market value, at least those margins are going to be very, very close together, versus if you're trying to trade and get market value for a shoe at, you know, say like a mall store, and then you're gonna have to pay even a premium on that shoe. So even your store credit doesn't get you so close to that shoe that you really, really wanted. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but it's always situational. So for us also, I would say the pros is gonna be that we do pre-owned shoes as well. And so we do a lot of pre-owned, and if you're trying to save money, that's gonna be truly your best value. So instead of paying $500 for a brand new shoe, you might have a clean pair at $350, everything's authenticated, everything's looking good. That's gonna be the other upside to it, is that you can sell your pre-owned shoes. We also take shoes that maybe are brand new or pre-owned that isn't gonna be the most popular or the most hot shoes out at the moment, which I know a lot of mall stores mostly focus on just a certain amount of SKUs that they know is popular in the current market, because they're just trying to sell fast moving shoes like Jordan 4s and stuff like that. Versus us, we might have different Jordan retros like Jordan 13s, Jordan 12s, Jordan 9s. We're approaching like more of a sneakerhead culture of it, not just like fast sneakerhead culture, but we'll have stuff ranging from SBs, Dunks, Air Maxes, and then a different SKU of retros. You still have Yeezys, different types of grails, from new age grails, from old school grails, and anything in between that we try and, you know, work with. So consignment shops do that as well, but consignment shops and buy sell trade shops usually have a good range of product versus those of a mall store. So with all that said, we have another little look-see of what it might look like for you to come into a buy sell trade shop.
I just wanted to sell the Travises, and I wanted to trade these 3s for this 3 right here.
Okay, cool. Well, let me check out the Travises real quick. All right, nice, brand new. Right now I see markets like right at 11. You know, after fees and everything, probably be like 12. We could probably price these at 12. So with that, I could do like, we could do like 9 cash or like 950 store credit on this one. And then for these, so you're interested in our pair, right? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So we got these pre-owned 160. These ones, I mean, they're pretty much almost the same price and everything. So we'd probably be around like 130 store credit right now on them. So it'd be like an extra 30 bucks, just getting for what you want. Okay. Yeah. And then, yeah, and then we could do cash out if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll do the cash and then I'll trade for those ones.
Okay, cool. So I think altogether I could give you like around like 950 on top.
Okay, sounds good.
All right guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go ahead and recap a little bit about maybe my own strategy of what I would do in maybe your scenario. So maybe if I had a shoe like the Phantom, something super hyped up, I would likely want to get the most bang for my buck as a sneaker seller trying to get money. And I would think of going to my mall stores, at least when they first released. I'm sure you could find someone paying right around market for them. you can go ahead and do that. They're just gonna have a premium on their shoes pretty much. So that's what I would do if you're trying to like maybe size swap or maybe trade these for something else. That might not be the best case to go that route. I would probably sell this shoe to them, take the cash, and then go to a store that has this shoe for right around market value, and then use the cash to go and just fully purchase the shoe. Now, if you want convenience, that's when I would go to a shop like mine, just convenience factor. You'll get a little less in market value, but then when you're trying to trade up towards something else, you are going to not have to drive to 2 different stores, I guess, and just get the shoe that you want, get it a done deal, all in a quick, couple minutes. For a shoe like this is a very more so like, I would say, consignment shoe if you're trying to get the most money. It's still a good shoe, but in this sense, I would think that a mall store might not be taking these in anymore because it's kind of an older model, and Jordan 1 highs haven't been doing too hot. So I would say if you want the most money, I would consign these. I don't know how fast they would sell, so I don't know how quick you'd get your money. Or I would take this to another buy, sell, trade shop. You might not get the most value out of it, but you would get quick cash or quick store credit, and you wouldn't have to sit around having the shoe anymore. And then a shoe like this is actually a pre-owned pair of Rookie of the Year 1s. Most mall stores will not take in any pre-owned shoes, and then most consignment stores also mostly try and focus on brand new. If they do pre-owned, it's kind of the same process. You might get a little lowballed by some offers or get pushed towards consignment. So quick cash again would not be in your favor, but if you guys want the max amount, you can go to a consignment shop, put them up on consignment, wait for them to sell if you're not in a hurry for any of that stuff. But stuff like this is perfect for buy, sell, trade shops where you're going to get quick cash, get a good amount of store credit, and maybe walk away with a shoe that you actually really enjoy. So kind of the 3 different tiers. Obviously it's more favorable to like mall shops, more expensive stores that overprice some stuff. So that's gonna be for a seller. As a buyer, I would not wanna buy this shoe at a store like that because I could just buy it off of an online marketplace or a smaller store that's gonna have it for cheaper. And then for a shoe like this, you're probably not going to find it at a mall store as a buyer. You could find this at a consignment store. You could find it maybe on OfferUp. You could probably find pre-owned pairs, something like that. And lastly, this will mostly be found at a buy, sell, trade shop, and you should get it for a good price. I know some other stores still, sell them, but this is just my advice and just my perspective. I know there's going to be a lot of ifs, ands, and buts because it's very subjective, and also there's a lot of different stores that don't function the way that I'm saying that they function. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is just kind of very generic stuff. There's going to be a lot of different situations and scenarios that you guys are going to get yourself into, and this is just kind of me trying to give you my best advice, and hopefully, I hope it doesn't come across like I was trying to persuade you guys to come to a buy, sell, trade shop like mine, because also not all buy, sell, trade shops are ran like ours. Whether if it's good or bad, I don't know. That's up to you guys to decide. But yeah, with all that being said, stay holy, stay blessed. Let us know your experiences with any stores like these. What's your favorite type of store? Leave it down in the comment below because we might have forgot or missed something. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully this helps you out in your sneaker journey.